friends, welcome to my live teaching learning session of Principles of Macroeconomics BECC 134. Today's topic is inflation and Phillips curve. It is the continuation of last session class. In last session, we have done what is inflation and what are the various types of inflation. But in today's session, we will discuss about inflation, its effects, and the hyperinflation. What is the situation of hyperinflation, and what is stagflation, and what are the effects of inflation on production and distribution process, and what is Phillips curve. So let us start with the last session class topic, hyperinflation. Hyperinflation, as you know that inflation is a situation in which general price level rises continuously for the long time period. Inflation occurs when money supply increases, and due to increase in money supply, purchasing power of the country people also increases, and in that case demand increases. So if demand increases and supply remains constant or can't increase, in that case price will go up. This situation is known as inflation. Inflation has so many types. You have studied about this. Inflation is the different types of inflations are like creeping inflation, walking inflation, running inflation, and hyperinflation. These are known as inflation rate. We can describe all the types of this with the help of inflation rate. In this situation, hyperinflation is very bad and very dangerous situation for all of the world or all countries. Hyperinflation is a situation when price level rises at the very above level or at the very higher rate, like if price rises from 2%, 200% or 400%, this situation is known as hyperinflation. In economics, hyperinflation occurs when a country experiences very high, accelerating, and perceptibly unstoppable rates of inflation. Two things happens as a consequences of hyperinflation. One is general price level of goods and services increases, meaning currency loses its real value. And second impact of hyperinflation is the real values of economic items generally stay the same. So hyperinflation is very dangerous situation for all the countries because in this hyperinflation price level rises at the very highest rate and the value of money fall rapidly, the purchasing power of money go down. So hyperinflation is very dangerous. Hyperinflation examples. Hyperinflation occurs in so many countries previously, like in Germany in 1923, the inflation rate was 29,500% inflation rate and prices doubling every 3.7 days. Hyperinflation occurred in Zimbabwe at the time period of 2008. 79 billion percent loaf of bread cost 35 million. It's an example of too much hyperinflation. In Hungary, 1946, hyperinflation occurred. 13.6 quadrillion prices doubled every 15 hours. And Venezuela is the recent example of hyperinflation. In current, almost 1 million% prices doubling every few weeks, 20 million bolivars for fast food meal. For 1 dozen eggs in Venezuela, you can buy 101 dozens eggs in the US for the same price. Minimum wage equals to around 1.61 US dollar. So these are the examples of hyperinflation. Inflation is a situation when general price level increases for goods and services, but hyperinflation is a situation when price level increases by too much rate, and this situation is very dangerous for all the economies or all the world. And hyperinflation occurred in so many countries like Germany, Hungary, Zimbabwe, and Venezuela. These were affected by hyperinflation situation. Next is before and during hyperinflation, what happened? Before 1980 and 2008 and 9 period. Before hyperinflation, annual inflation rate was 5.4%. But after hyperinflation, inflation rate goes up to 231 million percent. Before hyperinflation, largest currency denomination was $20. But after hyperinflation, largest denomination 100 trillion dollar. It increases from 100 trillion dollar. Same as in 95% transactions which were used before hyperinflation, that transactions increases in hyperinflation situation. Hyperinflation situation really very badly impacted to all the economies in which this situation occurred previously. So hyperinflation situation is very dangerous or very bad situation for all the economies. Now next is what is deflation? Deflation is totally the reverse situation of inflation. Inflation shows the general price level. When price level increases, that is called inflation. But when price level decreases, that situation is known as deflation. Deflation is just opposite as inflation. Inflation is, if we ask that what is good and what is bad for the economy, like what is inflation and what is deflation and which one is the better for the economy. So inflation is much better than deflation. Deflation is the situation when price level reduces or decreases. It causes falling prices. It usually accompanies falling demand and economic problems. It increases the value of money. Deflation generally occurs when aggregate demand is less than aggregate supply. But in India, here population is very in large numbers, and India is the second most largest populated country in the world. Here aggregate demand remains always higher than aggregate supply. So in India, always inflation occurs. Deflation is a very rare situation for Indian economy. But deflation may occur when aggregate demand is less than aggregate supply. It generally occurs in developed countries where population is less and the means of productions are very high. Deflation generally occurs in developed nations because in developed countries, aggregate supply remains always greater than aggregate demand. It was the example of 1929 to 33 time period when US and Britain economy was suffering from worldwide depression or recession period. The main reason behind the recession was that aggregate supply was greater than aggregate demand. At that time, J. M. Keynes introduced macroeconomics and published his book, The General Theory of Employment, Interest, and Money, and gave the solution of the overcome of this problem, recession or deflation. In deflation situation, prices continuously fall for the long time period. When price level falls, producers' profit also falls. It means when price of the product will decrease, producer will discourage to produce goods and services. When they will not produce goods and services, then unemployment problem will occur. people will get People will not get any type of employment opportunities at the time of deflation. So in deflation situation, production falls, employment falls, income falls, and economy will reach in the situation of depression. So deflation is very bad situation for all the countries. Inflation is much better than deflation because in inflation prices increases and producers are encouraged to produce more goods and services, and when producer produces goods and services, employment opportunities will also generate and people will get employment, and when they get employment they will also get income as the reward of their services, and the income level of the country will increase. Due to rise in income level, their demand or purchasing power will also increase and economy will smoothly go on. So inflation is much better than deflation. Deflation spoil all the economic activities like production, employment, and income. But inflation generally contribute in increase of income, employment, and production. So inflation, if it increases at a very mild rate or at the running, not running, walking rate, then inflation is good. But if inflation reached at the very highest level, and when hyperinflation exists in the economy, that is very dangerous for all the countries. So inflation or mild inflation or walking inflation is good for the country, but hyperinflation is bad for the country. So this is the basic concepts of what is inflation, what is the meaning of deflation, what is hyperinflation, and what is stagflation. So this is the definition of deflation. Deflation generally occurs when general price level falls, and it occurs due to fall in aggregate demand. When aggregate supply is more than aggregate demand, then deflation situation occurs. And it causes falling prices. It usually accompanies falling demand and economic problems, and it increases the value of money or purchasing power of the currency, because there is an inverse relationship between price and value of money. If price level increases, value of money falls. If price level falls, value of money increases. At the time of deflation, prices falls. At that time, value of money will go up or rise. Next is effects of inflation. What are the various effects of inflation? Inflation, sometimes it is called good, but sometimes it is bad. So inflation give mixed impact on economy. It has some positive impact and it has some negative impacts. Some people are very happy when inflation occurs in the economy, but some people really reach at the bad situation when price level increases at the higher rate. So inflation give the mixed effect of on the economy. First is economic growth and uncertainty. Inflation affects savings and investment because when price level increases, then value of money go down and we have to pay more amount for purchasing goods and services. In this case, consumers' capacity to save will fall. When saving will fall, then investment will also fall. So, at the time of inflation, savings and investment affected negatively or badly due to inflation. If inflation occurs, if inflation rate is higher, saving will be lower, investment will be lower. It means inflation and saving and investment has negative relation. Higher rate of inflation, saving rate will be lower. At the lower rate of inflation, saving and investment rate will be higher. Second is wages. Inflation generally affects wage rate. When inflation occurs, labor demand for more wages because at lower rate of wages they can't fulfill their basic needs or requirements. They demand for more wages due to inflation. Then employer will raise the wage of the employees, but their cost of production will also rise. They will ultimately further increase the price level. When price level increases, again labor will demand more wages. If labor wages increases, then cost of production will also rise. Then price level will also rise again, and this process will go on continuously. This is called wage price spiral. Wage price inflationary spiral also affects inflation. So wages increase in wage rate generally happens due to increase in inflation rate, and inflation increases due to increase in wage rate. Both are interrelated with each other. So we can say that inflation, when inflation occurs in the economy, then wages will increase. Ultimately, price will also go up. Then again, wages will increase. Then again, price level will increase. This process is known as wage price inflationary spiral. Third is income distribution. Impact of inflation on fixed income and savings are very badly affected fixed people income. If inflation occurs in the economy, those people whose income is fixed or their income remains constant or not increases as increase in price level, they are badly affected by inflation, and savings also badly affected due to inflation. At the time of inflation, unemployment maybe exist because when saving rate will fall, investment will fall, then producer will not invest money in their business enterprises. At that time, production will fall and employment opportunities will also fall. So unemployment occurs in the economy. Next is international competitiveness. International investors are reluctant to invest in dollars in a high inflation economy. It means international investors are encouraged to invest more money at the time of hyperinflation or high inflation rate in the economy. Exchange rate also affected by inflation, and interest rate also affected by inflation. So inflation has so many effects on savings, on investment, on wages, on income distribution, on international competitiveness, on exchange rate, and on interest rates. Now we will discuss about these effects in detail. Next is impact of inflation. As I have told you that inflation has mixed effect on country people. It gives some positive effects and it gives some negative effects. But positive effects are less than the negative effects of inflation. First of all, we will discuss about what are the positive effects of inflation. Inflation give benefit to inflators. It means those person who are interested to rise in the price level in the economy, those people who are interested that price increases, because we know that when price raises supply also rises, because price and supply both are positively related with each other. So producer always interested to increase the price level, because at the time of increase in price level, producer will encourage to produce more. So if production we want to increase, then price must increase. So inflators takes benefit from the inflation. Early and first recipient of the inflated money. In the case of inflation, first of all, the purchasing power of the currency will go down, and inflation give benefit to uh, those person who want to invest their money in shares, bonds, or in debentures. They take advantages. Financial investment will encourage at the time of inflation, but real investment will discourage at the time of inflation. So big cartels means cartel is the group of few sellers. At the time of inflation, cartels will increase. For example, in 1973, OPEC countries make a cartel. OPEC countries are those countries who have too much petrol or crude oil. They have near about 70 to 80% supply of petrol. They have monopoly power on petrol. So, petroleum countries like Iran, Iraq, Saudi Arab, Saudi Emirat, Kuwait, Libya, Venezuela, Nigeria, Algeria, all these countries made big cartel at the time of 1973. Their cartel or their organization name is called OPEC, Organization of Exporting Petroleum Countries. Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC. And when they made cartel, they increases the price of petrol near about 400%, because they knew about this thing that petroleum demand is inelastic and petroleum supply is also inelastic in short run. That's why they made big cartel and destroy small sellers, or they take advantages of their monopoly power or oligopoly, and they restrict the entry of other sellers and take advantages from inflation. Borrowers always take advantage from inflation, but the lender get disadvantage from inflation. Inflation may reduce the severity of economic recessions, because recession period generally occurs when price falls continuously. This situation is called deflation, and deflation is very bad for the economy. So, if we want to remove this recession period or depression period, then at this time inflation is really very good, and inflation helps to overcome the problem of recession and depression. And Tobin effect. Tobin is the economics name, and Tobin said that at the time of inflation, financial investment will encourage and it gives benefit to the economy. But it has some negative effects also. At the time of inflation, hoardings or smuggling or black marketing will also increase. Inflation distort the relative price of the country. It means distortion of relative prices occurs at the time of inflation. Inflation create the situation of higher uncertainties. At the time of inflation, uncertainty generally exists in the economy, and fixed income people badly affected by inflation. Creditor also badly affected by inflation. Inflation badly affected to saving level. Savers can't save more money during inflation. When saving rate falls, investment rate will also falls. And due to fall in investment, production will also fall, employment opportunities will fall, unemployment exists in the economy during inflation, and unemployment due to unemployment or existence of unemployment, national income of the country will also fall. And inflation also affected badly to our balance of payment. Balance of payment is a systematic record of all the economic transactions of exports and imports of visible and invisible items like goods and services. At the time of inflation, when the prices of the product of our country increases, then no one other country or abroad will demand for our products because our product will become more expensive and they want to purchase cheaper products. When our product prices will go up, then our exports will fall and imports will rises. In this case, balance of payment will adverse, or if balance of payment will be unfavorable or reach at the adverse situation, that will also impact badly to our country. So inflation badly affected to balance of payment. It lowers the national saving, lowers the national investment, illusion of making profits, and causes small investment, tax brackets, and business cycles situation will also occur. So creditors will also hurt from inflation. So inflation has large negative impacts than positive effects. So inflation generally affected badly to all the countries, but mild inflation or creeping inflation is good for the country rather than deflation. But when inflation rate increases at the higher rate, that will be bad for the economy. Next is effects of inflation on production. Effects of inflation on production is really bad because when inflation exists in the economy, first of all, saving rate will fall. When saving will fall, investment or capital formation will also falls. And due to fall in capital formation rate, production level will also fall because it adversely affect the capital formation rate and reduction in savings. As cost of living rises, less savings will lead to less investment and poor capital formation. It means inflation badly affect capital formation rate or real investment, and due to this production will be distorted or destroyed. Inflation distort production by diverting resources to the production of non-essential goods to non-essential goods. It means the goods which are non-essential, which is not necessary for us, their production will rise and the necessary products production will fall. So inflation distort the production of goods and services. At the time of inflation, non-essential goods or higher profit margin goods producer will produce more, and lower profit margin goods or consumer goods or necessary goods production will fall. This is called production distortion. When higher profit margin goods or non-essential goods production increases and lower profit margin goods or necessary goods production falls, this situation is called production distortion. And it happens generally when inflation rate increases in the economy. Next is hoarding and black marketing also exist at the time of inflation. When inflation occurs in the economy, producers will keep maximum production in their godowns. They hoard or black marketing the goods and services. They will sell goods at higher prices and they will provide goods to only those people who have purchasing power, who can buy or who can afford, and those people who are poor or less income people can't afford those goods and services which are necessary for them, but due to inflation and due to black marketing or hoardings, producers or smugglers or hoarders will gain more profits at the time of inflation. In situation of inflation, speculation will also increase. Speculation means smuggling, or if we speculate like shares, bonds, debentures, if we invest our money in these paper title documents to earn maximum money or to create multiple money. So these activities which are related with speculation, that will increase at the time of inflation. And profit orientation, every people will be profit oriented and money minded people will reach at the situation of only they want to earn maximum profit or profit oriented and quality deterioration. At the time of inflation, profit motive will increase and quality of the product will decrease. So these are the adverse impact of inflation on production. Next is effects of inflation in distributors. Inflation also affects the distribution level or distributors. It decreases in customer purchases because when price level increases, then customers' purchasing power will fall and they will not afford goods and services at the higher prices. So, customer purchases will decrease at the time of inflation. Wages and employees turnover will increase, and it will also sometimes when inflation increases, labor will demand for more wages. When wage level increases, then again price level will go up. Then inflation occur, again labor will demand more wages, so wage price spiral will rise the price level, and this process will also go on continuously, and at the time of inflation wages also increases. Inflation increases the cost of inventories. Inventories means there is a difference between change in stock, or it is known as change in stock, or the difference between closing stock and opening stock. If we take the difference between closing stock and opening stock, that is called change in stock. Our inventories, it may be positive or may be negative. If closing stock is more than opening stock, then it will be positive, and when closing stock is less than opening stock, then inventories will be negative. But at the time of inflation, inventories cost will increase, and cost of services will also increase. Delivery cost will also increase, and investment capacity will decrease. So all the cost of production will go up at the time of inflation, and investment capacity, saving capacity of the country people or producers will go down. So these are the effects of inflation in distribution process or distributors. Next is consequences of inflation. What are the consequences of inflation? As we know that everything has some cause and everything has some results or consequences. Inflation has so many causes, inflation has so many effects, and inflation has so many consequences or results. So, result of inflation or consequences of inflation is given below. That one is, first point is unequal distribution of wealth and income. The result of inflation divide the economy in two categories. One is rich, other is poor. One is haves, other is has not. It means economy is divided into two categories, rich and poor. Rich becomes more richer and poor becomes more poorer. So at the time of inflation, unequal distribution of wealth and income and the gap between rich and poor will be widened or increases. Second is real economic growth will go down during inflation. It means inflation badly affects economy growth. So real economic growth will definitely go down at the time of inflation. Third is uncertainty in internal and external investment will rise. When inflation occurs in the economy, uncertainty definitely occurs. And this uncertainty definitely occurs in both the situations, internally or externally. Both investment will affected by inflation. Labor unrest in industries, especially garments and other labor oriented manufacturing industries, will reach at the situation of unrest or uncertainty situation. At the time of inflation, too much government intervention or too much invention of government in open market will rise and slowing down the competitive forces. It means competition will fall and government intervention will rise during inflation. Consumer switches over to imported goods which are cheaper and causes balance of payment deficit. Because when inflation exists in the economy, price level of the goods and services of our country increases. Foreigners will not purchase our product due to higher prices or expensive products. In that case, our exports will fall and imports will rise because imported product will become cheaper than our country's product, which is available at higher prices. In this case, imports will rise and exports will fall, and balance of payment will be a reach in adverse situation, or balance of payment will be called unfavorable or deficit. As a result, inflation becomes accelerating. So these are the consequences of inflation. Next is how we can control inflation. When we have discussed about these things, that what is inflation, what are the causes of inflation, what are the various types of inflation, and what are the main consequences of inflation, effects of inflation. So when inflation is bad and it badly impacts to production process and distribution process, then what are the main policies and how what are the main system, what steps government should be taken to control the situation of inflation, or how we can control this situation. Control of inflation is necessary when inflation increases continuously for the long time period, when prices go up and purchasing power of the currency will go down, then economy will badly affected by this situation. So inflation should be controlled. As I have said that inflation, mild inflation is good, walking inflation is good, but running inflation, galloping inflation, hyperinflation is bad for the economy. So inflation should be controlled or managed so that our economy can move smoothly and all the economic activities can go smoothly or can move smoothly. So inflation occurs due to mismatch between demand and supply. When aggregate demand is more than aggregate supply, then inflation situation occurs in the economy. And this situation is called disequilibrium situation. Because if aggregate demand is equals to aggregate supply, that is called equilibrium. But inflation or deflation generally occurs when disequilibrium situation occur, or if aggregate demand is more than aggregate supply, then inflation exists in the economy, and if aggregate demand is less than aggregate supply, then deflation exists in the economy. Measures to control inflation, it addresses that we should reduce demand and we should increase the supply of goods and services. Then we can solve this problem. And here, the two macroeconomic policies or two macroeconomic policies measures also included to control this situation of inflation. And these two policies tools are, one is monetary policy, other is fiscal policy. So these are two policies from which we can control inflation. One is monetary policy and other is fiscal policy. Now what is monetary policy? We will discuss about this. One is first of all measures of inflation, how we can control inflation. Inflation can be controlled from three policies. One is monetary policy, second is fiscal policy, and third is price control. These are the different measures of controlling inflation. So there are three measures. One is monetary measures, second is fiscal measures, monetary measures are adopted by Reserve Bank of India, fiscal measures are adopted by Government of India, and price controls are general measures from those causes which are the main causes behind the rise in price level. If we control those causes, then we can control price. So these are the three measures of inflation. Now we'll discuss about in detail. First is monetary measures. Monetary policy is that policy which is made by Reserve Bank of India. Monetary policy is one of the most commonly used measures taken by the government to control inflation. In monetary policy, central bank or RBI increases the rate of interest on borrowings for commercial banks. This would reduce money supply in the market, which in turn control inflation. There are so many tools of monetary policy which RBI can use to control inflation or deflation situation. These two tools are known as quantitative or qualitative measures of monetary policy. In quantitative tools or quantitative measures, RBI use four main measures. One is bank rate, second is open market operation, third is CRR means cash reserve ratio, and fourth is SLR means statutory liquidity ratio. Bank rate, open market operation, CRR, SLR are included in quantitative measures of money supply or inflation. And other measures are known as qualitative or selective credit control measures, in which we include margin requirements, direct action, moral suasion, and rationing of the credit. These measures are called monetary measures, which is made by Reserve Bank of India to control the situation of inflation and deflation. RBI can increase the rate of interest on borrowings. When rate of interest increases, then loan will become more expensive. Borrowers will take less loan from the commercial banks. When they will take less borrowings or less loans, they will their purchasing power will also fall. Due to fall in purchasing power, their demand will also fall. When demand falls, it will equals to supply of the goods and services. When demand and supply both will be equal, then inflation situation will be solved. So inflation generally occurs at that time when demand is more than supply. To control the demand, RBI follow those measures or take those steps which can reduce the purchasing power of the country people so that demand can decrease or reach at the equal to the supply level. So in this case, central bank will increase the rate of interest on borrowings for commercial banks. When commercial bank will take loans from RBI at a higher rate, then loan will become more expensive. Commercial bank will take less loan from the RBI and provide less loans to the country people. Country people purchasing power will fall, their demand will fall, and it will control the inflation rate. These are the monetary measures. Next is fiscal measures. Fiscal measures are those measures which are adopted by government. Fiscal policy is that policy which is made by government. In fiscal measures, we take four tools of the government. One is government revenue, second is government expenditure, third is public debt, and fourth is budget. Fiscal measures to control inflation relates to government policy with respect to its receipts and expenditures. The following are some of the important anti-inflationary fiscal measures. One is reduction in the volume of public expenditure. If government reduces public expenditure and impose more taxes on consumers, their purchasing power will fall, and due to fall in purchasing power, their demand will also fall, and it will control the inflation rate. At the time of inflation, government will increase the taxation rate and government will reduce public expenditure. Government will rise the taxation level, or government can introduce new taxes and bringing more people under the coverage of taxes, because government, if government want to control inflation rate, then government will increase taxation rate so that purchasing power of the country people will fall and government expenditure will fall, because we know that one person expenditure is another person income. If government will spend more money, then country people income will rise and they can demand more. But we want to control inflation, so government will decrease the expenditure level so that country people income will also decrease and their purchasing power will also decrease and they can demand less for goods and services. In this case, inflation can be solved. So these are the fiscal measures which government can follow to control inflation. Next is control of inflation. Here we know that control of inflation can be done by three policies. One is monetary policy, second is fiscal policy, and third is other measures or price control. So in monetary policy, we can control credit and demonetization of currency and issue of new currency. Government can follow these three steps. One is credit control, second is demonetization. As you know that demonetization, uh, in our economy, demonetization was occurred at the time of near about 2016 or 17, when 500 and 1000 rupees notes were government closed and issue new paper currency to solve this problem. When government want to solve the problem of black marketing or underground economy, these situations if exist in the economy, then government can take the step of demonetization of currency, and government can issue new paper currency at the time of hyperinflation. And fiscal policy measures are reduction in unnecessary expenditure, increase in tax rate, increases in saving rate, and surplus. Government will make surplus budget, because when expenditures are less and taxes rates are more, then government will make surplus budget. And public debt. So these are the tools of fiscal policy from which government can control inflation. And in other measures, we can increase the production of the economy, like agriculture production should rise if we want to control inflation, industrial production should rise, and wages rate should be rational or normal, and prices should be controlled. Government should also control administered price, and those prices which is fixed by the government. If government want to control inflation, then government should reduce administered price or those product price which is fixed by the government, like minimum support price, agriculture product price, or railway fare which is fixed by the government. So government should reduce these prices to control inflation. So these are the control of inflation. Next is Phillips curve. Phillips curve. is very important curve, and Phillips curve was presented by A. W. Phillips in 1950s. Phillips curve generally explain the relationship between wage inflation and unemployment. Here we are noticed that this curve is downward sloping curve. This Phillips curve is downward sloping curve which shows the inverse relationship between wage inflation and unemployment. Here on y-axis, wage inflation is written and on x-axis, unemployment is written. As well as wage inflation falls, unemployment increases. It means inflation, due to fall in inflation, unemployment rises. Higher unemployment was associated with lower inflation, and lower unemployment was associated with higher inflation. So Phillips curve was presented by A. W. Phillips, which shows inverse relationship between wage inflation and unemployment. The idea may seem intuitive. A lower unemployment rate means more people are working, which signals increased demand for labor that can put forward pressure on wages. So companies may raise price for their products. But the inverse relationship Phillips described has flattened in recent years, promoting debate among economics and policy makers. So generally, in simple words, we can say that Phillips curve show the inverse relationship between wage inflation and unemployment. This curve is generally downward sloping curve because it shows the inverse relationship between wage inflation as well as inflation rate decreases, unemployment increases. If inflation rate increases, then unemployment decreases. It means if we want to give more employment opportunities to the country people, then inflation rate should rise according to A.W. Phillips. Next is, what is stagflation? Stagflation is also a different situation of inflation. Stagflation is that situation when inflation and unemployment both exist or both increases simultaneously. Stagflation is a lethal combination of stagnating economic growth, high unemployment rate, and rising consumer prices. During stagflation, policies framed to tame inflation can be counterproductive for economic growth, and attempts to ramp up growth may in turn build inflationary pressure. In simple words, we can say that stagflation is a situation when inflation and unemployment both increases simultaneously or both rises simultaneously. That situation is called stagflation. Next, stagflation affects economic growth. At the time of stagflation, economic growth will go down, inflation will rise, unemployment will also rise. So, in short, we can say that stagflation is a situation when inflation rises, unemployment rises, and economic growth will go down. Now, conclusion of this session is, now we have completed inflation. What is inflation? Inflation types, inflation effects of inflation, various effects of inflation on production and consumption, distribution, and effects and consequences of inflation, deflation situation we have covered in this. Phillips curve we have discussed, and stagflation. So inflation is not stable and depends on economic growth expectations and monetary policy. Emerging markets target their inflation in order to maximize economic growth. Now this chapter is completed. Thank you.